Alright, this is the ESS podcast for Midway with Brody
and Cain.
So, can you just start us off?
Yeah, so the region that we selected was the Battle of Midway.
And then, who holds power in this place? Right now, the U.S. holds power in this place.
And how did the military presence start? It started by the U.S. Military intercepting a call from Japan that said that they were going to try and take over the midway point in between Japan and the U.S. And yeah, that's how it started.
Who's benefited? I wouldn't say anyone really benefited. It was only like a 3-day battle between everyone, and there was a lot of gunfight and bombing, and quite a few people died there. So I wouldn't say anyone really benefited from this, but the U.S. did take control of it, so I guess they did benefit in the long run.
And who was impacted? It wasn't really the people that were impacted, it was more of the environment and the animals. So, like, the reefs around the area from the bombing were kind of destroyed, and parts of the island, and also the nesting ground for the albatross.
Yeah. So, how was the military activity impacted in the physical environment of this place? When a lot of the bombing happened, it destroyed a lot of coral reefs, and when they were shooting down planes, boats were sinking. Those would all just went down into the bottom of the ocean. They started leaking out whatever fuel was in them, whatever oils, and that was definitely killing off a lot of the reefs. And then, not considering the military being over there on the island itself as well, being there shooting and disrupting the albatross and other native life, including plants, animals.
And how did the military impact the people of this place? There wasn't really people living there, but it kind of affected, like, since all the islands are kind of a sacred place, and, like, destroying one of the islands was kind of not, like, that good. So it didn't really impact the people living there, but impacted everyone on the other islands, and mainly just the plants and animals around.
Yeah, because it's a very sacred place for the native people here in Hawaii. And then, how are some groups of people impacted more than others? The natives here in Hawaii are definitely impacted by that quite a lot, since that is a very sacred ground and believed to be in the afterlife. That's where you go to, like, the garden, you could say. This place is lots of good reefs over there now. They're getting better. Lots of fish. The wildlife, or the forestry on the northwest Hawaiian Islands is really, really good since no one's over there. But the trash is over there is really bad since it's kind of in the middle of the garbage pile. The trade winds blow right into it, sending all the garbage over there. So that's really affecting the area.
And what should be done moving forward is that I think that we should try and do more ocean cleanups. So taking all the trash from just any of the islands around there, but mainly Midway, since this is about that. Taking all the trash out and trying to, like, not have any of that build up. Maybe taking planes or boats that have sunk in there out, and all our toxic materials out of the water, and trying to just make it more sustainable, and putting more of a restriction on the fishing around there, since it's kind of illegal right now, but people still do that, so making that a bit more restricted.
And then over here for sources, let me just pull that up real quick. Okay, for our sources we have, okay, so our first source here is friendsofhawaiilands.org. So this is explaining to us kind of like the cultural belief-ish area around Midway and the northwest Hawaiian Islands. It's hard for me to say that every time. And then I also have a source right over here. This source is, why isn't it working now? Oh, fdr.blogs.archives.gov. This place was explaining to me kind of what happened over at Midway, and kind of how the U.S. figured out Japan was going to go over there and try to take over, and how that stopped and everything. So this is our ESS Quarter 4 podcast.
Yeah.